Welcome to episode 11 of the JOBCAST, the Employment Support Team's podcast aimed at helping you build the skills and confidence to find work. I'm Dan.
I'm Francesca.
And I'm Demetra.
So in today's episode, we're going to talk all things Christmassy, and not necessarily talking about Santa and Rudolph and all of the elves, which I'd much rather talk about, but actually we're going to talk about how you can stay job ready over the Christmas period, how you can start looking for work and different things that you can do. So considering Christmas jobs and what might be available out there, how you can volunteer your time, how you can also work on your CV and write your covering letters, and also remembering to take that time to relax.
So yeah, looking for work over Christmas, it's not normally something that people think about doing. It's not the most fun thing to do over Christmas, and everything kind of slows down and grinds to a halt a little bit over the festive period. But actually it's worth doing a few things just over that time to make sure that when you're ready for the new year, you're ready to hit the ground running, really. So one of the things, and the time of recording, it might be a little bit late now, but actually thinking about Christmas jobs and maybe some temporary work that you could take on over Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw one of my dream jobs the other day, which was about becoming one of Santa's elves and helping Santa. And they were also advertising for different Santas as well. That's always been a seasonal job that I've always wanted to do.
I think there are a lot of great opportunities, and it's across like quite a vast range of different sectors. So there's a lot of retail, a lot of food places, hospitality. I think there's quite a few different things you can pick from where people are just hiring for that really busy Christmas period. So yeah. I think it's definitely worth just having a look.
Absolutely. And also, really thinking about sort of warehousing and things. So if you think about, in Southampton, we've got one of the Amazon warehouses and things. Yeah. And especially with, COVID and everything, most people are resorting to a lot of online shopping. So, the supply chains as well. So thinking about HGV drivers.
Yeah. And I think postal service as well, that's always popular around Christmas just because so many people are sending things and they often need a lot of help in the post office and things like that. So I think that's also worth having a look at.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, they're great ways as well of getting some experience and things like that, just for building your confidence up. And it's time, like you say, there's a lot more demand. So there's a lot more jobs out there. So it's a good time to get that foot in the door and really get that experience.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I do really think that in certainly a lot of the sectors that Demetra's talked about, actually, if you can cope well and hold down a job and do a really good job in those sectors, then you're far more likely to be recruited, because Christmas is such a stressful time, lots of busy people, it's really busy, and actually it's just, if you can hold down a job during this time, I think
employers recognise that, because obviously especially for retail, I think that's one of the big ones where, often employees do have to deal with a lot of interesting people, let's say. So I think, if you've kind of had that experience, employers will recognise that and be like, well, they're a good worker, they've been through this, perhaps stressful time, they've been able to do a good job. So I think that's really good. In addition to kind of bulking up your CV a bit, so if you've got any gaps, maybe it'd be good to do a bit of temporary Christmas work.
But also the thing to really remember is, certainly like just said, in retail and hospitality, your customer service skills are going to really increase, and that gives you great sort of scope for then further applications, because if you can manage people's expectations, if you can manage difficult situations, then actually those are really key things that you can put on your CV and covering letters.
Yeah.
And something else to think about as well, certainly when over Christmas you might have a little bit more time, actually volunteering your time can be a really good way, again, of building up that experience, boosting your confidence, and there's a lot of opportunities for it, and that sort of actually earlier in the month was Volunteers Day, So, it's a busy time for it and a lot of different opportunities. Thinking about the council with our toy appeal and things like that. But loads of other things sort of within local communities. There's so many opportunities that can, again, really, not just be really good for the CV, but actually make you feel good and make a real difference.
You're absolutely right. And I think also it doesn't have to be on a really large scale either. I can't remember which programme it was, but one of the programmes on TV were talking about pledging your time. It was like 1 million minutes or something. And, that could just be making time to talk to your neighbour, or taking around some food to old people's home, or just something. I mean, I really love this time of year. And I think for me, I always think about actually how fortunate we are, and like to just give people a little bit of time, and volunteering doesn't have to be big grand gestures, does it? It's just doing something nice, giving somebody a little bit of time, or it's whatever really. But there are loads and loads of opportunities, and certainly in this day and age at the moment, if you think about the vaccinations and the booster sort of campaign and things, they're screaming out for volunteers. So people have got some time, and they can just help, even if it's standing in a car park directing traffic, or helping people to find the way into the vaccination centres, anything like that. It's all good for, it's a feel good factor, but also it's good for the CV.
Yeah, definitely.
And speaking of CVs, it's a good time to maybe do a bit of work on a CV, or preparing a cover letter. It's, sitting down and taking that time just to keep things up to date, add on any experience you might have gained over the last year. And that applies for when you're in work as well, keeping the CV up to date, so that if you ever decide to change job, you've got something it's fresh in your mind.
Yeah, it's a really good thing that you were saying about even people in work updating their CV and taking some time, because I think I've probably shelved my CV for a good couple of years now. So yeah, that's a really key point.
Yeah, just really good time to do all of those kind of admin-y type things. But on top of all of that, Christmas time, it's about being with family, being with friends, and taking that time to relax. You've been working hard, looking for jobs. Take some time for yourself, relax, and don't push yourself too hard either. So yeah, make sure you have a good Christmas.
Yeah, definitely. So what are you going to do to relax over Christmas, Dan?
I don't know. I think I've got a lot of Christmas wrapping to do. I don't know if that's relaxing or not, but yeah, I think just taking it easy, really, just relaxing, not having to worry about work. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Demetra?
I've still got some Christmas shopping to do. I know it's a bit late, but I don't know. Some people are just a bit more difficult to buy for, aren't they? I've got some Christmas shopping to do. I'm going to visit some family. So yeah, it should be nice, and I'll have a small break from work too. So, yeah.
Nice.
What about you?
I am looking forward. I've got 2 books that I want to read this Christmas, and I'm very excited about being able to just have some time to be able to do that. So that's definitely very high on my list. And I'm going to be doing some Christmas baking with my daughter.
Ooh,
and we're going to make
nice.
some champagne truffles. So
Champagne truffles, that sounds really nice.
yeah, so we'll see how successful they are. I'm not so sure, but yeah, it'll be good, really good.
Sounds nice.
So I guess looking forward for the new year and January 2022, how scary is that?
It's crazy.
I can't believe how fast it's all gone. But it's sort of thinking about what you can do, sort of New Year's resolutions and all that. We've got the work clubs and things that people can access. So all of the details for the work clubs will be underneath the podcast. But always reach out, ask us if you've got any questions, or if you need further details about where and when the work clubs are.
And if someone's thinking of dropping into a work club, maybe they've never been, they're thinking, new year, new me, I'm going to drop into a work club, what can I expect?
I think the most important thing is it's a really nice, relaxed atmosphere. So there's always a couple of the team who are there. And, you know, you really don't need to feel anxious. You can just pop in and say, hi, I'm here for work club. And the employment officers will just help find out what it is you're looking for, you know, and sort of sit down and just spend that time with you. So, you know, we can do things like CVs, we can help you with application forms, we can proofread application forms as well, because sometimes you write stuff and you think you've covered everything, but actually you just need someone else to say, actually, you need to elaborate on this bit. So we can do that. We can help you with interview prep as well. So if you are lucky enough to, over the Christmas period, get a wonderful email inviting you for interview, then we can sit down, we can just make sure that you're absolutely prepared for that interview. And it doesn't matter what job or what, you know, position it is, we can help. And just, yeah, anything that's employment and training related. So if maybe you've decided that you want a little bit of training around your IT skills or functional skills such as English and maths, CSCS training, anything like that, we've got sort of, you know, lots of different bits of information that we can hand over. But I think the most important thing is, please don't feel afraid. We're all very friendly and we just want to be able to help you. So we try to make the environment as welcoming as possible.
I think just another point that I wanted to make that kind of goes back to when we were talking about relaxing and spending time with family. I think it's nice to kind of take a step back and get into the right frame of mind for the new year. So maybe setting some goals. I know a lot of people set New Year's resolutions and things like that. So maybe you can think about kind of what direction you want to head in with regards to work, what you have to do to get to that point. I think it's really good to just, while taking that time to relax, slowly prepare and just, you know, keep calm, but get yourself in the right frame of mind for not only a new year, but, you know, new prospects and all that kind of fun stuff. I think that's really important.
No, definitely. And I think, you know, keeping it achievable as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, the first thing that springs to mind when you were saying that was SMART target.
Yeah.
So, you know, just keeping it achievable. Make sure that you're not setting yourself something, you know, a massive goal that you're going to have to work really hard for years and years to achieve. Little fairy steps.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. Fairy steps. It's
Fairy
Christmas.
steps.
It's Christmas. So yeah, just, you know, keeping it really sort of realistic and give yourself those time frames as well. So, you know, by March I'll have updated my CV and I'll be confidently approaching employers or whatever it is. But I think, you know, just making sure you don't set yourself up to fail, because I think that's the first thing that then demotivates you.
Yeah.
And I think it can sometimes feel like there's a bit of pressure with it as well, that, you know, it's that time of year everybody's saying, oh, what's your New Year's resolution? Oh, what's your plan for the new year? But I think, you know, don't let that feel like it's pressuring you. Take your time. Even if it's a really little goal to somebody else, it might be a massive thing for you. So do what you've got to do and do what's going to work best for you. And yeah, don't feel any pressure about it. Take it at your own pace, your own time, and your own needs.
Yeah, I think everyone has different goals and you can't really, you know, explicitly compare yourself against other people. If you're doing good for yourself, then that's it. You're doing good. And I think there is a lot of comparing that happens within our own minds when looking at other people, especially with regards to like jobs and stuff like that. But I think if you've set goals and you're trying your best and you're working towards those goals, I think you're doing amazing, and just carry on doing what you're doing, really.
Yeah. And it's good to support each other, but don't compare yourself. You know, everybody needs to just give each other a little bit of support and things, but don't then think, oh, but their goals bigger and better than mine, or they want to achieve more, I should push myself to achieve more, because, you know, we're all individuals, and like Dan said, you know, what's easy for one person to do isn't easy for another.
Yeah.
Preparation for the new year, a lot of things that you can do to prepare, get ready. One of the really obvious and shameless self-promotional things that you can do is go back and listen to previous episodes of the JOBCAST. But, you know, going through and using those to get some ideas about some stuff that you can do. We've done stuff from the past around well-being. We've looked at interviews, CVs, all that kind of stuff. So go back and have a listen of those as well. But in terms of other preparation, there's a lot of stuff. The internet is a great resource. Access Southampton, it's got lots of useful information and resources that you can use. We've got CV templates, we've got pages that link off to other pages of advice. So have a look through there and get some tips.
Absolutely. And if you're under 25, then there's the Young Adults Employment Hub that is online on Access Southampton, but also in the new year we'll be open in the library, and you can just drop in and just have a chat with somebody. We're always happy to sort of see how we can help people too.
Yeah, I think people need to remember that they're not alone, and there's a lot of really good resources out there, including ours. And there's people you can just talk to. It's not anything serious. It can be just a really casual chat about something, or maybe there's something worrying you, and you just need to, again, be in that right state of mind to start working, which is perfectly fine. But yeah, I think it's really good to remember that you're not alone, and there's help if you need it.
Absolutely. And also thinking about kind of like the employability courses that we run, again, by attending those, you'll see that you're not alone, and that your fears and worries are probably echoed by everybody else in the room, or the virtual room, or however it will look in the new year. So yeah, I think it's really important to remember that.
And for our own preparation, for the employment support team, we've got a lot of really cool stuff planned for 2022. So you mentioned the employability courses. We've got a lot of training that we're offering. It's going to be taking place next year. So we do an employability course. We've also got a confidence course and an IT for job seekers course. So we'll be sharing details of all of those as and when they're ready. What other stuff have we got? We've got a lot of stuff planned.
We have. So we've also got the WSX Speed You Up enterprise course, which will be self-employment course for under 25s. So very excited to be delivering that. And then we've also got lots of things planned for the Young Adults Employment Hub, including some sector-specific jobs fairs. I think there's still going to be another Kickstart jobs fair as well. And yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing from my point of view is that if you tell us what you need, then we can put it in place and we can make it happen. So yeah, so there's lots of things planned, but there's still plenty of space for more ideas.
We got some exciting developments with the Path project as well. So our online families hub is going to be launching in the new year with lots of information aimed at parents and working families. We're also going to be rolling out some of our training for employers as well as our training for parents. So lots of exciting stuff's going to be happening with Path.
Definitely. And there'll be another Teddy Bears picnic as well, which will be very, very exciting. It was a great event 2 years ago now. So yeah, lots of really exciting stuff. And I know that there's a couple of employers that want to work with us on the picnic and different bits and pieces. So yeah, watch this space really.
Definitely. Stay tuned for all of that. And of course, we'll be having more podcasts, more blog posts, and even more new wacky stuff that we can think of doing in 2022. So I think Demetra's prepared a festive quiz for us. She's going to put us on the spot, test our knowledge.
Yes,
I struggle with these.
I will say the questions are a bit maybe not out there, but well, you'll see.
Were you scraping the bottom of the barrel?
I was a bit. They did. It was a bit difficult finding interesting facts about Christmas jobs. So anyway, Christmas jobs quiz. So the first question is, what do you think is the most common Christmas job?
Ooh, I'm going to go with retail.
Okay. Dan, do you have any ideas?
Just to be different then, I'm going to say like delivery distribution jobs.
I will say both really good answers. However, the actual answer is Santa Claus.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
See, I was going to say Santa Claus.
I
and
thought-
thought, no.
To be honest though, I think it was a bit unexpected. I didn't realise it was that popular. But close behind is retail work.
Yes.
And postal services, warehouse work, anything like that. Very close call, but Santa Claus was the winner for that one. Yeah.
Well, actually, technically, both of us are right, because Santa Claus does,
That's correct.
manage kind of the present element of things and then delivers. So, well,
I'll give you that.
yay!
Santa has a lot of transferable skills.
He does. Oh my gosh, he really does. Yeah, he must have a really good CV.
Yeah, and amazing administration skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, question 2. How many temporary Christmas job vacancies were there this year?
Oh, wow.
I
In the whole of the UK?
Yeah. Probably should have made this multiple choice, but
was going to say, that's like...
I don't even know what would be a sensible.
No, I mean,
Let's say 250,000.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to go for 400,000.
okay. Another quick note on this.
So we both got it wrong.
It
Dan.
was very difficult to find a single answer,
Yeah.
so it is a bit more. You get what I mean.
Yeah.
It's okay. So this year there were over 37,000 Christmas temp jobs, which surprisingly is double of what was available last year.
Okay.
Well, maybe not so surprisingly because we did have.
Yeah, we were kind of all in lockdown.
Yeah. But anyway, over 37,000.
But is that it? I thought it'd be way more than that.
I
Yeah.
thought it'd be more.
It's delivery companies were averaging about 300 temporary employees, so
Okay.
not very much at all.
No.
However, Sainsbury's created 22,000 of these jobs around. Yeah, so they created a lot. I think Asda was close behind with that
Goodness.
figure as well. So those roles were customer service roles, delivery drivers, and warehouse positions as well. Okay, this is the third question. Guess what role around Christmas struggles to get staff employed the most? This one is multiple choice.
Oh, thanks.
So, A, Christmas tree salesperson, B, a vegetable picker, or C, a turkey farmer?
I'm going to go with B.
Okay. Dan?
I think B as well. Vegetable.
Yay, you got it right.
Yeah. So, if you want to get technical, Brussels sprout pickers, it's production rises up to 700% to provide supermarkets with all the seasonal essentials around that time. But the demands for the past few years have actually been really struggling to be met. So, agricultural wages have been rising to I think about £30 an hour. Some farmers are hiring. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But they're still struggling to find staff just because people don't really want to do manual labour as,
Yeah.
£30 an hour.
It is it, but yeah, Brussels sprouts are like tricky though, aren't
Yeah.
they?
But yeah,
Vegetable
vegetable
there you go.
pickers.
There you go.
So this is the last question of the legendary Christmas quiz. What are the top 2 reasons reported that people take temporary Christmas work? Now this is multiple choice, so I'll read the options. A, extra money for the holiday season and experience for their CV. B, they were bored and needed something to do over the holiday season. Or C, gets their foot in the door of a certain industry as well as building relationships and networking with people.
Can we say all of the above?
I was going to say. Okay, well that's a no, Dan. We have to pick one.
Okay,
Yeah.
the top reason.
So this is top reason.
Top 2 reasons.
Top 2 reasons reported.
reasons.
So this is directly from people after taking a poll kind of thing.
I'm going to say A and C. You said, what are the top 2 reasons?
But there's 2.
Oh, there's 2. Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. I'm in the Christmas spirit and I'm clearly not paying attention. I reckon A then.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go with C.
Okay, so the answer actually is A. So that's the reasons that people say.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, people can lie, but that's the reason. And I think those are pretty good reasons, to be
Yeah.
honest. So I think, again, referring back to our advice and stuff, I think those temporary Christmas roles are a really good way to fill in your CV, get any kind of relevant experience. And also, if you work a temporary job and you do a really good job there, the people there will remember you, and I think there's potential for them to offer you a job, sometime in the future or maybe afterwards. I don't know. I think it's a really good opportunity all in all.
It's also a good way for you to see if it's an industry you want to work in.
Definitely.
And if it's a company that you want to work for. 'Cause,
Yeah.
We've talked about this many times, but when you're being interviewed, it's not just you being interviewed, you're interviewing them too. It has to be the right job for you too. So, yeah, it gives you, it's ideal. It's short-term contract. See if you like it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you, Demetra.
No problem.
So that brings us a close for today's podcast, and I guess all that's left is for us to sort of wish everybody a very happy festive season. So for those of you who celebrate Christmas, happy Christmas, and we will look forward to bringing you new exciting podcasts in the new year. Don't forget to send us your thoughts and comments, and all of the contact details that you need are on our Access Southampton website, which is access-southampton.co.uk/jobcast. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.